everyone. Happy Magical Mondays. And oh my gosh, I know it has been such a hot minute, but I was super inspired because I just pulled the most amazing cards from both my Fairies and Archangel deck, and they're just way too good not to share. Life has been kind of crazy funny for the past couple of weeks. I think it's because this whole, the full moon happened, and so now we're going into eclipse season, and things have just been a little clunky for me. I feel just because of these new ascension upgrades and trying to sort everything out, and things are really coming to the surface that were blocks from the past that I really needed to look at and be is this really how I want to operate my life? And so oddly enough, of course, Neptune went into retrograde on the solstice. And of course, Neptune is all about really bringing to the surface for the next couple of months what these hardcore, sewn into our DNA ways of operating that are just genuinely not serving us anymore. And I feel that's been a repeated pattern or a repeated message over this entire year. But what's really interesting is that this is now the final layer of it all coming off, which is really exciting. So, right, it's kind of like an onion and peeling back those layers. And now we're finally getting to the core crux of the issues at hand that's been blocking us from the success. So it's been so fascinating because now it's just been this whole kit and caboodle of of just really owning and being you know what, that's how it helped me in the past. That's how I was able to, move forward before. But now it's my dreams are this big, so I need to then operate as if I was making that much, right? We have to raise our energetic vibrations so that we're a match for what we desire. Hi! So I have been having some massive revelations over the past couple of days, and I had to share with you the cards for, of course, a Magical Monday and the forecast for this week. So it's actually a really exciting week despite the fact that so many things have been coming up. And again, if it's been coming up for you too, don't worry about it. In a sense of it's a good thing. It's a good thing that these things are coming up so that you can release them. And also don't mind this stuff in the background because I'm really getting into thrifting, which is a whole other story that I wanted to tell you guys. I'm really getting into thrifting and finding things for my clothing boutique. And so I just kind of go crazy. And so I'm rearranging everything. But, okay. So let's get to the guidance, and I wanted to show you the cards and the forecast and the guidance for this week. So if you just take from it what you will, but again, if you are on the same spiritual path as I am, probably these cards will resonate, and hopefully they will help you get some good guidance as to what you need to do. I also realized I totally forgot to turn on my ring light. Why did I forget to do that? Now I look even better. That was so funny. I was wondering what was happening. Did I look better? I forgot I had my ring light here. And I was like, what's happening? Okay, there we go. All right. Okay, great. Cool. Okay. So, the fairies had messages first. Oh, these cards are so good. So this is guidance for this week of June 23rd through the whatever, the 23rd, Monday, 23rd through the 28th, right? Okay, so here's what was so amazing and why I was freaking out. Okay, so the first card was the Ace of Summer. So the Ace of Summer, and so again, if you can take a look at this girl, look how cute. Actually, maybe I shouldn't turn on my light and then you can hear. Wait, look. There we go. The Ace of Summer. Okay. So she says, open your heart to love. The beginning of a new intimate relationship or the rebirth of a current one, the awakening of psychic abilities or spiritual epiphanies. So this card was all about reminding you that the fairies wanted to tell you that like a new love is either coming into your life, or the relationship that you are in right now, it's going to that is going to bud into an even, more loving, deeper, more fulfilling, stage of your relationship. So even if you're single or if you're together, this is like a new time for more new love and more of that wonderful energy to be coming in, which is really exciting. And the only way that you way that you need to access this is by letting love in, and also to start trusting your psychic abilities. So if you are not like, if you don't see dead people like me, but you know that you've always trusted your intuition, then this is also a perfect time to really start trusting that gut feeling. Start really listening. Start really being able to kind of in a sense hear what the universe has to say to you via signs or messages, or you just get that intuitive gut feeling and just fucking go for it, because love is open to you. Okay? Then the second card is the Eight of Spring. So the Eight of Spring is really, I love this card because, again, when you start opening your heart up to love, when you start opening your heart up to all of these wonderful things, you start to have a lot of different, balls in the air, right? Like myself. So this card is just warning about having the stress of having, too many things and, needing to figure out how to juggle them all at once. And prioritize so that you can get everything done and still have fun doing it, right? Because again, if we're doing anything and there's and we're pushing it and there's so much effort is just a compensation for a lack of aligned action, right? So the only thing that you need to do in order to juggle all of the different things that you have in your life is to actually just prioritize. And also, again, start trusting your intuition on what you need to do. So, for me, I know it's been saying I'm expanding my business and I'm wanting to do more beauty and stuff. In the past 2 weeks, I've really been loving thrifting. And so thrifting started taking over my life and I was starting to neglect other things. So it's there was becoming stress with this. So this week it's all about, in order to be able to juggle, even if you have a day job and you're starting a side hustle and you've got your family and, you have your friends and you still need time for yourself and you still want to work on your spirituality, you still can manage it all. It's just about prioritizing it so that you can get the things done that you need to get done. And one tip that I do have for you about this in particular is when you go, I would write a list of all the things that you feel like you have to do every day and that you want to do every day. And then the things that you really want to do, the things that are really important for you, I would put that on your priority list at the top, and I would do that first. Which is so counterintuitive because a lot of the things that we want to do are for ourselves, and we tend to feel guilty when we are trying to do things for our own self-love and self-care. And what's really funny is that if you actually do those things at the beginning of the day, hi everyone, how are you? Say hi, comment, let me know that you're here. Hi! So if you put yourself at the top of your priority list, then what you can really do is you can actually have a better day. Things can start to fall into place. Things start happening more easily. You're able to listen to your intuition or channel guidance from your guides if you put yourself on your priority list first. So for example, for me, taking care, I realize this about myself now more so than ever, that I have to have good sleep and I have to, take care of my physical body. So that's putting good foods in and, moving it, exercising, and meditating, and channeling that guidance and getting to a good feeling place. That is that helps my day become the best day ever, no matter what. If I don't get enough sleep, if I don't have good food, if I'm not motivating my body enough, if I don't take the time to meditate and really quiet my mind so I can really listen to my intuition and use my psychic abilities, then shit can go sideways really fast during the day. And so if I encounter something negative, it can literally swipe me off my feet. So I realized that if instead of doing that at the end of the day, being like, oh, but I've got all these emails and I have to create that course and I have to write that blog post or I have to do that live, or like, oh my gosh, like I have to go thrifting and like all these other things. And I put those things in front of my own self-care, right? Even if it's like, oh, my friend, I need to take care of my friend. I need to do this. I need to do that. If I don't do my morning stuff first, then the rest of the day is like exhausting. So what I started doing was I started like, I went to bed earlier just so I could just catch up on sleep, and I would wake up earlier so that I could just spend the extra time like for me and channeling my guides and talking with my ancestors and the fairies and just setting my intention for the day. And it and then like, you know, taking a shower and like drinking water with lemon and then doing my yoga hit workout. And then I was like, honestly, like done with all of that, like in an hour. And then like, I felt so much better throughout the day and everything started to align just because I was already set and I'd already set my intention on how the day was going to go. Does that make sense? So try that out. How is everyone today? And then, hashtag goddess, thank you. And then the third card that I pulled was the World, which was a brilliant success. Basically, you're done with all of this and like you're done with this journey and you're ready to start a new one. And what I found so interesting about this, especially with the solstice turning, especially with Neptune going retrograde, is that we really are in a time where we are ready to move on to this next brilliant, amazing, fantastical chapter of our lives. And it's so funny because it's like, sometimes like it just, you know, you're like, it's just super clunky, like trying to move forward and knowing that you know what you want, you know kind of how to get there, you know things need to change, but things just keep coming up, but you're still kind of stumbling forward. And this card is just to confirm that this part of your life, or where there was the struggle, where there was like the anguish and the pain and the fear and the exhaustion, like that part is like actually over. You have successfully experienced all of the shit that you were meant to deal with, you were meant to experience, and now you actually realize what it is you do want. So now you can finally start this brand new chapter on really creating your hashtag best life, hashtag dream life, hashtag your happily ever after, where you have everything and anything that you want with ease and joy and fun. It was really kind of uncanny. And you'll see why after the cards that I pulled today if you're not following me on Instagram. So then the last card, which is the overall card, which was the 10 of Summer, and I almost dropped my jaw because hashtag genius, thank you, Hugh, is 10 of Summer. Look at that. Look. Happily ever after. Okay, this is basically the 10 of Cups. And I forgot to tell you guys, but like on my birthday, the day before my birthday, one of my other psychic friends, she pulled a card for me just to give me like an overall sign of like what this next year of my life on this planet was going to be. And she pulled the 10 of Cups, aka the 10 of Summer. Look, it's a man and a woman and a guitar on this beautiful boat, like floating away happily ever after. And so this is an emotionally fulfilling life with family or friends, raising children wisely, people you can trust. Oh yeah, and I forgot, sorry, and then that's their 2 children right there. Okay, so it's like everything. And I was like, oh my God, so I'm going to get everything that I want this year. This is so exciting. So here's what's crazy, right? So I forgot, I think I need to read to you what the 10 of Summer says. But it's the overall thing of basically the essence of that card is you can actually get your happily ever after, everything that you've ever wanted now. Now it is all possible. Now it is all accessible. Now it is all available to you. And all you have to do in order to get it is to start following your intuition and really being able to prioritize what it is that's truly important to you. Right? This is insane. Okay, hold on. The 10 of Summer. Okay. So spending time with your family and loved ones is critical to a rich and happy life. The people you call family may be those you're related to, or or they may be people whom you have chosen as your beloved community. Either way, offering love and support to those closest to you and accepting it in return. And that's such a huge thing. A lot of, like, if you're following me and if you're similar to me and on my similar path, you'll know that you tend to give more than you receive. And this is also a card that's reminding you that you need to allow yourself to receive the love that's flowing your way as well, right? Make space for those people, your soul tribe, your family, right, into your life more. It's worth investing time and energy in your primary relationships. You can have the happy home life you're seeking, filled with peace and emotional fulfillment. The couple from the Two of Summer card have created a beautiful life for themselves and their children. The butterfly boat near the shores of Avalon means that their emotional currents will continue to evolve and thrive. So this is about being emotionally content. So I was like, this is crazy because like everything leading up to this point, up for this year of 2019, so for the past 7 months now, because this month is almost over, is really about like wrapping up this final chapter of our lives, right? Where we have struggled, where we have learned lessons, where we were experiencing new things, good things, like not so good things, dramatic things, not so dramatic things. I'm really getting clear on what it is we really want. And I think that's something that's really important. So if you are live, I want you to declare what it is you really want in just a second. So think about that for a second. What is it that you really, really, really want that would feel like emotionally fulfilling, like the Ten of Summer? But anyway, so isn't it funny how these cards work together? So opening your heart to like new love, again, whether that's in a new relationship or getting into like a new level of deepness and love with the person that you're in a relationship with, right? So it's just like, look, open your arms to love, start trusting your psychic intuition and abilities, make sure to prioritize and like making sure that the things that are important to you, you do first so that you can manage to get everything done. Then you can start wrapping up that chapter, this chapter that we've had now. And then if you do all these things, of course, you're going to be able to have this fulfilling life with everything you've desired and feel the way you want to feel and have all the things that you want to have and having hashtag all the things. Okay. I don't know how much better of a freaking, like card, like messages from the fairies. And what was funny was I wasn't even wanting to use the fairies, to like, this week, but they were like jumping out of the box and they were like, oh my god, you have to use this, we have a strong message. And I was like, okay, oh my gosh. So I pulled the cards and they were amazing, and they were so happy. And I think it's probably because I got that fairy garden at the thrift sale or at the yard sale the other day, so that's probably why they're like really extra strong. So and see, I just kind of pulled a random one. But again, Princess of Spring, so she's just reminding you to go after your dreams. This is your time, as cheesy as it is. You actually have everything that it takes in order to succeed. Now, here's what's so eerie and crazy, okay? And this is why I also came on this live stream. La la la. So, if you don't know it, I on Instagram stories. So if you're following me on Instagram stories, I started doing these like hashtag magical Mondays where I post 4 cards and then you can pick your own guidance, right? So it's like pick a card, 1, 2, 3, or 4, and then I reveal what the cards are and what the guidance is for the card that you chose. So it's been going really well and it's really fun and people are engaged in it. So I like to do it because it makes me happy. But so this week I asked people to choose which deck they wanted the cards from, and they chose the Archangel Power deck. So what was interesting about this was then like, okay, so sometimes I kind of cheat and I like look at the cards first before I actually like flip them over. But this time I was kind of in a rush and, you know, I was like, okay, let me just do this. And so obviously I did my meditation, I channeled, I like connected, and then like I pulled the cards, and then I was blown away because again, the first card that I pulled was the Moon, which is number 18, which is like trusting your psychic and intuitive skills. And I was like, what the hell? talk about double messages, talk about synchronicity, talk about the universe really wanting you to know that it is so important to really trust your intuition. And again, because Neptune is in retrograde, it's a really great time to access your psychic abilities and your intuition, because the planets are aligned thus where you actually can access it a lot easier if you've been having problems with that in the past. So you also might want to keep a dream journal if you're having vivid dreams. I've been having crazy vivid dreams, so if that's something that has been happening to you, then you can do that and do some dream analysis. But Archangel Haniel, so the opportunity to improve your plans. Listen to your intuition for accurate guidance. Listen to your intuition for accurate guidance and face your fears and grow stronger. So many stories to tell you and revelations about things. But this is what it says about the moon. It's time to review your plans. Something just isn't quite right, and your angels and guides are lovingly bringing this to your attention. The great news is that your psychic and intuitive abilities are heightened right now. Listen to your intuition and your sleeping dreams for guidance as to how to make revisions. Archangel Haniel can help you to develop your psychic gifts and show you what aspects of the situation you're missing. It's human to have moments when you feel worried or uncertain. This card is meant to reassure you that by facing your fears, you can overcome them and evolve to a higher level. Ask Archangel Haniel to shed light on all facets of your life. So it's crazy because this card's like messages from the deceased, hidden informations or motivations, facing your fears. So Archangel Haniel is a wonderful angel to call upon when you have questions about the subconscious or your sleeping dreams. She is associated with the moon and the development of people's intuition and psychic abilities. Call upon Haniel for help in understanding situations that seem mysterious or difficult to see clearly. And I don't know about you, but I definitely was having something did not feel quite right, and I was like not feeling good about like things with my business, and I was just trying to suss it out. And it was so funny because I had a friend of mine like suggest this this business mentor that she used, and she was like, oh my god, it was amazing and it was so affordable and like I totally feel great. And I was like, oh, maybe that's what I need right now. And like it seemed like that's what I wanted, and seemed like it was perfect for it to like help jumpstart me and to like, you know, it was flattening everything out. And then of course she's like, but to be forewarned, you know, this woman is blunt, so go check out her thing. She's a business accelerator, but she's also a psychic medium like me. So I went and looked at like one of her live videos or whatever, and like immediately the energy was just so not what I was looking for. And I'm not saying she's bad, obviously she's amazing because my girlfriend loved her, but it wasn't my vibration that I needed at this moment in time. So I was like, you know what, I'm really glad that's not it. And of course then, because of Neptune then going into retrograde, I all of a sudden, like, all my guides are speaking all at once. And they're like, you know, just trust your intuition and we'll guide you, and here's what you need to do. And I'm like, oh, that's right. Like, of course, I have the whole entire universe talking to me and telling me what I need to do. So if I can just tune into that and follow their inspired actions of guidance and advice, then of course, like, you know what I mean? I'm totally going to be fine. I'm always safe and loved and protected, and I'm going to be able to get whatever I want whenever I want it with ease and know exactly what direction to move my business in, right? Does that make sense? So sometimes it can be that easy when you just kind of like follow your intuition to like determine what it is that you need to do in order to move forward, especially with life decisions. Does that make sense? And that's also to say, like, trust your gut instead of like coming from a fear-based place and thinking that you need someone. There are times when I do really suggest, like, it is easier when you have a coach or when you have someone else to talk about your problems with you, so that they can help you unstick it and give you a good solution to move forward. But you just have to find someone that is the right energy and the right vibe for you. Because I'll be honest, like, you know, sometimes I do need a kick in the pants, so I'll call like my business bestie and she'll fucking lay it to me straight. But that's what I need at that time, right? But then there's other times when I need like more of like a gentle, supportive, I'm not talking about sugarcoating, but I'm talking about more of like a divine feminine, like kind and loving, like guidance in order to move forward. And so then I have another business mentor for that, right? Where it's just like sweet and supportive, but very structural advice, very great, like A, B, and C, but it's just coming from such a loving place. And like, that's personally what I like more often than not. But yeah, sometimes I know I need a kick in the ass. So then I'll just call up my other friend and I'll be like, girl, what the fuck? And she'll be like, boom. I'm like, yep, thank you. And then I just move straight on. So again, one is not better than the other. It's just about really being able to trust your intuition. And then instead of acting out of fear, being like, what do I really need at this point in time? If you need guidance from someone, just feel their energy. Is this the energy that I need right now that's going to help me move forward? If it's going to help you move forward, then do it. If it's not, then not, right? Like, if you like my energy, then book a session with me. And if you are not needing all of this positivity, you need someone to kick you in the ass, then, I have people I can refer you to, or you can go find those people, right? So it just depends, but it's just all about the energetic frequency and, again, trusting your intuition to tell you what you need. Here's what was crazier. The second card that I pulled was the Magician. You can manifest anything you want. I'm like, what the fuck? These cards are it's like double message, double everything. So you can manifest the life you want. What you need will magically appear. Successful beginning. So this is the start of the new journey. So this is what I was talking about, is this is the time when you really can start making a very clear cut decision about what it is that you truly desire. And that's the thing about decisions, is decisions, you have to decide, right? A lot of times with manifesting, if things are triggering you, you want to go general. But if you're really not even sure what it is that you want, then the universe can't really give it to you, right? So a lot of the times it's I just want a windfall of money, because you don't want to, you're triggered when you have a specific amount. And so you'll just be I just want a windfall of unexpected money, flowing into my lap. And then and then it can come from a random place, or it could be a penny that you found on the floor, right? And you're okay, well, I need to get more specific. I wanted more than a penny, right? But ultimately, now at this point, it's you have all of the facts about what you don't want. So now you really do have a sense, in general, of what it is you do want. Working for yourself, doing something that you love and getting paid handsomely for it, having a loving relationship, taking your relationship to the next level, getting the success that you want, being able to travel more, feeling great about your body, whatever it is, right? You have a way more of a clearer idea of what it is that you desire. And I love Archangel Raziel. Definitely a really great archangel to call upon. But you can really now manifest anything that you want with ease and effortlessness. And if you don't, then message me and we can talk about it. But it was just so crazy, because of course you can manifest everything, especially if you follow your intuition. Right? And if you follow your intuition and are able to manifest anything that you want, then of course your plans are going to be working out very well. And this is the King of Ariel, right? And this is, your plans are working out very well. Professional and financial success using resources wisely. Hold on. I think this is the one that I want. It was, okay, my gosh, so many things aligning. So much abundance. Your plans are going to work out very well. The ability to manage finances is mapped with a keen sense of what will succeed. Advancement in your career is likely. You've worked very hard and would like to take a break or possibly retire to enjoy a life of more leisure. So this card is signifying the fact that you really do now have all the tools and can be the successful person that you want to be. And it's really interesting about that card, because I just had that moment and that story, or that situation happened yesterday. So again, I'm doing a whole bunch of thrifting, because my mission for my clothing boutique is to source beautiful items for kind and loving souls who are ready to just beautify their life one item at a time, one clothing item at a time, right? Because again, when we feel beautiful on the outside, when we put on a shirt that makes us feel confident, makes us feel sexy, that makes us feel powerful, that makes us feel like confident, then we are then making our outside look like an energetic match to the inside of who we truly are, which is of course a divine spiritual being with all these magical powers, who of course is like unconditionally loving, kind, and compassionate, and sweet. So like I love sourcing these items and then having like, and then I just like visualize like people really finding these amazingly coveted items that I've like somehow miraculously found, and I can sell it to them for an affordable price, right? So they can have the luxury, they can have the beautiful things, they can feel more confident at an affordable price. So that is like my mission with like my clothing business, making like raising your confidence, like, or your beauty one item at a time. And so I started finding some men's stuff that I was sourcing. So I sourced these 2 Peter Millar Southern Comfort polo shirts that were really, really, really nice and in excellent condition. And like they are an $80 shirt, brand new. And these were pretty much in mint condition. And I was already selling them for like $25 because I just honestly wanted to move them. And I don't have a lot of experience in like the men's department. As far as like brands and stuff, because obviously like I know girls inside and out, although I did have a lot of male clients when I was like styling and everything, but that's another story. So here's what's interesting about, again, being successful and like having everything play out. Okay. So this is about like not settling and owning your worth, like holding out for what you desire, what you truly deserve and desire. So this is about holding out for what you truly deserve and desire. So money. These 2 Peter Millar shirts, $80 retail, excellent condition, and I even already put them at $25, which is stupid low. I probably could have gotten $35 if I put them at $35. So I put them in my clothing boutique on all my different platforms. And it was so frustrating because these guys all weekend were sending me these shitty lowball offers. Like bundled the 2 together, right? And I had them at $25 a piece, so it was like $50. And then would send me like an offer for $15. I'm like, no, that's just fucking rude, and you can go fuck yourself, right? Because ultimately, like, yes, it's pre-owned, but like I spent the time to go out and like drive to the thrift store to search through all this stuff, right? And then like wash it and make sure it's nicely like clean, and then taking accurate photos and then making the listings. Like I put a lot of love into all of the items that I source, because I would think if I was buying it, basically my thing is, would I buy that if I was shopping, right? So I was like, no. And then like another guy offered like $10 for one. And I'm like, no, anything less than 50% of your asking price is just flat out rude. Okay. And I was already making it aggressively low because I just wanted to like move product this weekend. And then like this happened 4 times. I was getting so upset. I was like, 4 different guys on 4 different platforms were like sending me shitty low ball offers. And I was like, I mean, look, granted, I paid $1 for both of them. So any money that I would have made would have been like a massive profit, but that's not the point. Okay. Oh God. Okay. Sorry. All right. Sorry. My phone's going to be running out of battery. So if this live dies, it's because my phone died. Okay. So I'll try and hurry up. So the point is that, I was like then starting to like falter a little bit, because I was like, one of my other friends who sells on eBay is like, oh, well, they sell really well, and just, like it's going to be fine. And like, but then I was like trying to second guess. I'm like, maybe I just need to take the money and run. And I started having all of these like fear-based thoughts. And then I was like, wait a second, like, no, like I deserve to get paid for my time and for getting these shirts to people that will love them, right? And so obviously, like, again, because my mission is to like get these clothes into the hands of people who will love them and feel great in them, and it will boost their confidence and help them become like more like the best version of them, like I was like, this is fucking annoying. And like I got really mad and I was like, you know what, like no, like I'm not gonna take any of these lowball offers. And I'm like, I'm fucking done. Like I'm not selling them for anything less than 20, right? Because that's just a fucking steal anyway. So I was like, no, I was like, I'm done. And I was like, I just made this decision and I was like, fuck this. Like I want them to go to a good home. Literally like 10 minutes later, I get an offer on both of those shirts individually from a guy who just wanted 22 for each. So basically he just wanted like a little bit less off of shipping because I never pay for shipping. And I was like, that's so kind. That's a reasonable offer, right? So of course I was like, sold and sold. So I basically like, I was like super happy. Like I messaged him, was like, hey, I'll like pack these up tomorrow. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And like, I felt so much better, but it was because I held out for what I was worth, right? Like there's always going to be somebody, especially if you have a good item. And this is honestly, especially if you're a really good person, you are going to attract people who are going to try and like take advantage of that, who are going to take advantage of your kindness, who are going to take advantage of how sweet you are, how loving you are, how like, you know, how giving you are. And you have to be able to recognize how much all of your kindness is worth. And that is not to say to be stingy, because a lot of people get really freaking selfish, right? And then that becomes a narcissist. I'm not talking about becoming a narcissist, but I'm talking about realizing your actual fucking worth and your time and what you put out into the world, right? So when you can actually own that and be like, you know what, like put this into perspective. I spent a whole bunch of time sourcing the inventory. Granted, yes, monetarily, I only spent $1, but like I found those. Do you know what I'm saying? So I spent all that time and then washing it and then listing it and all that stuff. Yes, of course it's worth a profit for me, right? Like I deserve to get paid for all the love that I put into this thing, into this item. And so that's the same thing that you can do as well. And that's not even just for like selling clothes, that's for anything in life, right? So if it's a job offer, if it's a relationship, if you're dating someone new, if it's like a friend you've had for a long time, you have to be able to understand and recognize when you're being trampled over and when it is enough. Like when you're like, that is enough. I'm not going to settle for being treated anything less than this, because I am worthy of being treated with kindness and respect, being able to be surrounded by people who genuinely admire me and respect me and love me and support me for who I truly am, who are able to see the value in what I do and are willing to pay me money, like, you know, handsomely for the services that I provide, right? And when you own that and understand that, then the lowball offers stop coming, and then you start attracting people who do really respect you for all that you are and are willing to like amply compensate you for those gifts, right? Does that make sense? Anyway, so that is the moral of the story. Own your worth and don't settle for less. Like keep that, like just hold out, like, and don't settle. Don't ever settle, because you can always get what you want. Like I'm just a huge believer in that. Just never settle. Charging for parts and labor for your time is good. Yeah, you have to. You have to charge for your time, because time is something that you can't get back, right? I don't have Hermione's like time switch watch. And yes, I understand like time is just something of a human construct. Like we actually have all the time in the world. But in a sense, it's like I put energy into it and I want to get compensated for it. So that's what I decided. So then that's what I got. So here's the great thing. Okay. So the last card that I pulled, and I was like blown away because this is honestly one of my favorite cards in my Archangel deck, but it's the 9 of Raphael, and it is Make-A-Wish. Basically, it's a genie, right? Like the Archangel Michael with his Aladdin lamp, and he is willing to make any of your wishes come true. So if you are watching live, now is the time. Please put in the comments below, what is your wish that you would like to make come true this week? I am like seriously blown away by this. And it was funny because I was like, yeah, you know what? Like I have lots of wishes. These are the things that I desire. And I started kind of going after it. And now it feels really good. Now it feels really aligned. Now it feels like it's possible. And when it feels possible, you know it can be possible because the universe has your back. And then everything just works out really well. And then you start getting what you want with ease. So I sold 4 things in one day. It was amazing. And I felt really good about it. And then I went to the thrifting today and I found a pair of Prada heels for $15. Like, what? It was amazing. So I'm going to be listing those because somebody will really want them. So if you're a size 9.5, ladies, let me know. I've got a pair of Prada shoes with your name on it. Okay. Make a wish. Now your hopes and dreams become a reality. Financial and material gratification flows to you as a reward for all your hard work. Worries fade, fears dissolve. Life is magical. Beauty and happiness are yours. Life feels joyful, and there is finally an opportunity to kick back and have some fun. And I think that's the reminder in general during this Neptune retrograde, and especially for this week, right? So for this week, it's just about life is supposed to be fun. And whoever says it's not is lying to you, okay? Because if you followed your intuition as far as to what you need to do and what inspired actions you need to take, right? You can literally manifest anything that you could ever want with ease, right? And fun and joy. Your plans will all happen fruitfully and you'll get all the financial success that you desire. And then you can literally make a wish and have anything come true because then you're having everything that you want. How freaking amazing is this guidance from the freaking archangels? Like, and it really lies in tune with what the fairy said. So this is a really magical week is my point. So this is a week where, again, please, if there's anything, just start trusting your intuition. And if you're having problem trusting your intuition, let me know. I will help you. I also have, anyway, I probably should have a course on this, or a workshop at least. But start trusting your intuition. Start manifesting everything that you want. Then you'll have all the success that you desire. And you can make a wish. And Archangel Raphael and the universe will help make it come true. So you're amazing. Aw, thank you. Thank you. Well, the cards are amazing too, right? So I hope that really helps you, gives you some guidance for this week moving forward. And that it kind of gives you a little bit of that positive, inspiring and empowering, pep in your step. Because honestly, this is just so exciting. And this is a really exciting time. And normally, we hem and haw and groan when planets go into retrograde, but things are really shifting. So if you do come up with a feeling that does feel really icky, just go, that feels really bad. Okay. The fact that it makes me feel bad, that's my soul telling me that this is something that I don't want. Okay, good. Well, I'm glad I know what I don't want. So what do I want instead? What do I want? What do I want? Well, I want the opposite of that for sure. I want people to make me great, reasonable offers or buy my stuff straight out. Boom. Reasonable offer, right? Boom, buys it straight out. Awesome. That makes me feel so much better, right? And so you just continue to do that with life and you will be able to then start really incrementally shifting your way to a point where you really are able to manifest anything and everything you desire. Any questions? Do you have any questions for me? I hope that this was helpful. You are amazing. Thank you so much for watching. I am getting my shit together because I am also trusting my intuition, following the inspired guidance. So I'm going to be dropping more content more regularly and going live more regularly. So I will keep you posted with my schedule for all of that. But until then, have a wonderful, wonderful week. Let me know if you have any insights or any ahas or any hey, this is something really cool happened. I would love to hear it all. Or if you're running into a block, definitely post it. I'm happy to answer any questions. And I will see you guys soon on the next live stream. I'll probably announce it sooner. Remember, you are brave, you are beautiful, you are powerful, you are glorious, and you are so safe and loved and protected. You have the universe on your side, and always, of course, remember that success always starts by saying yes to you. So have a wonderful rest of your evening, and I will talk with you all soon. Mwah!